to section 2, which is a very, very important section about the theory of mind. So we come to theory of mind, and in fact कल जो हमने आपको थोड़ा सा discuss किया था, so today we may go faster, but if you don't understand at any point, you can stop and you can ask question ki, or once I finish the presentation of theory of mind, you can ask as many questions, you write down your questions and we will then explain it. Okay. Theory of mind has been given by John Capus, and this theory of mind has been given by John Capus, and this forms the base of hypnotherapy. So as we were discussing earlier, that the conscious mind is about 10 to 12%, and 88 to 90% is your subconscious mind. And in this 10 to 12%, there is thinking, there is logic, there is analysis, there is decision, there are rules, there are judgments, there are perceptions, and whatever we perceive, we analyze. So whatever we know about the mind is only 10 to 12%. The 88 to 90% mind is 9 times bigger. It is modern memory. Why it is called modern memory? In 88 to 90%, there are two types of memory. One is modern memory and one is primitive memory, which is called primitive mind. In modern memory, from 0 to 8 years, not only 0 to 8 years, but in fact, throughout the life, we have current life experiences. 0 to 8 years is important for forming the critical filter. So whatever we are experiencing and whatever the conscious mind pushes to the subconscious mind is stored in the modern memory. Everything is not pushed to subconscious mind by the conscious mind. It is selective. The critical filter decides what will go inside and what will not go inside. Whatever doesn't go inside gets deleted during daytime and particularly during our sleep time. Okay. So in the primitive mind, we have past life karmas. So whenever we are actually taking you to past life regression, we are activating this part, this primitive past life karma data, or the primitive mind we are activating. Okay. So any question on this? And we have two survival instincts. One is fight and one is flight. We are still the body of the gatherers and hunters. For gatherers and hunters, the major stress used to be the enemy. Perception of enemy, it was territory war always going on. And the moment I perceive the enemy, if I consider myself stronger than enemy, I'm going to fight with the enemy. If I consider perceive analysis, हमने analysis किया कि no, I am weaker than enemy, then I would try to run away from the situation along with my group. For both fight and flight, you need a lot of energy. So stress was mainly perception of enemy and fight and flight response. Our body is still of the primitive age, and the moment you have a stress, your body goes in fight and flight mode, stress. This fight and flight mode can also be activated by message units. In today's world, the fight and flight The stress is, or your enemy is feeling hurt, feeling overloaded. It is not just enemy and territory war, but everything which is happening around, which is giving you fight or flight. And what is giving you fight and flight? What is stress? That means the moment they perceived enemy, there was stress. Stress means fight and flight mechanism of the body is activated. Okay. फाइट एंड फ्लाइट मैकेनिज्म का क्या मतलब है वो मैं अभी आपको बताऊंगी, बट प्लीज रिमेंबर, for them there was only mainly one kind of stress, and that stress was enemy. Enemy means either you fight or flight, go into fight mode or into flight mode. Today's nature of stress has changed, but reaction of body is same. Okay. Nature of stress is very different. Now boss has said something, colleagues have said something, चैट में कुछ हो गया, फेसबुक पे हमने कुछ डाला और किसी ने लाइक नहीं किया, even that is a stress. Small talks can be a stress. Somebody did not pick up my phone is also a stress. I am seeking your social support. I was looking forward that you will come and say hello or show your sympathy, and you did not come. That is also a stress. So the nature of stress has changed, which puts body into fight and flight, but it does not require energy to be consumed. Fight and flight needed a lot of energy to be consumed, and the brain, the moment the mind saw enemy, your hypothalamus got activated, pituitary active हुई, pituitary ने आपके बाकी glands को भी message दिया कि body needs a lot of energy. And the moment this message comes, there are secretions. Adrenaline is rush. There is adrenaline rush, जिसको शायद आजकल शुगर स्पाइक भी बोलते हैं. Adrenaline rush हुआ so that your body gets a lot of energy. इसमें एक amygdala भी होता है, which is responsible for, and hypothalamus are responsible for your three drives, which is sex, hunger and digestion की जो एनर्जी होती है, sex, sleep and hunger. ये तीन drives are also controlled by hypothalamus. Now the message hypothalamus gives कि इस समय right now the body needs energy to fight and flight, and it doesn't need energy for, because the energy can be limited. If it gives energy to everywhere, it may be difficult to concentrate the energy where it is required. So certain body functions are shut down, like sleep, hunger, sex. And if these three, suppose energy, you get energy when you are under stress and the body requires fight and flight, and your body, because there is energy, you also start feeling hungry, you also start feeling thirsty, you also have sex drive, and you feel sleepy. What will happen? Can you fight or flight? Can you fight and flight? No, you cannot. So it is so perfectly made that the functions which should not happen at this time, इस समय जब इमरजेंसी है, जब हमें भागना है, जब हमें दौड़ना है या हमें लड़ना है, उस समय भाई हमें नींद नहीं आनी चाहिए, हमें भूख नहीं लगनी चाहिए, और हमें सेक्स नहीं चाहिए उस समय. एंड देयरफॉर यू मस्ट हैव रियलाइज कि अगर कोई भी इमोशनल इवेंट हो जाता है, या अगर घर में मान लीजिए कोई ट्रेजेडी हो जाती है, लोग 24-24 घंटे खाना नहीं खाते, उनको बार बार लोग लाके खाना देते हैं, चाय पी लो, खाना खा लो, थोड़ा सा तो कुछ खा लो, एंड ऑफन द रिस्पॉन्स कम्स, नहीं मुझे भूख नहीं है. क्यों होता है? क्योंकि डाइजेशन सिस्टम बंद हो गया भाई। इस समय आपका फाइट एंड फ्लाइट में है, आप स्ट्रेस में हैं एंड डाइजेशन बंद हो गया, राइट? अब प्रॉब्लम क्या हो रही है? बॉडी इज ऑफ गैदरर्स एंड हंटर्स, स्ट्रेस का नेचर बदल गया, the energy released in the body for fight and flight is no more used but released, and the three systems have gone for sleeping. Sleep, shut down, sleep, hunger and sex. ओके, तो आपको स्ट्रेस हुआ, आपको भूख नहीं लग रही, सबसे पहले आप देखते होंगे कोई भी स्ट्रेस होता है तो आपको नींद डिस्टर्ब हो जाती है. व्हाई द स्लीप गेट्स डिस्टर्ब? बिकॉज यू आर नॉट सपोज टू स्लीप व्हेन यू आर अंडर स्ट्रेस. And this is a beautiful mechanism. You should not sleep when you are under stress, but now you need to sleep because you don't need energy for fight and flight. But the body is same, you are not able to sleep, your gut, your indigestion, gastritis, ये सारी problems आपको होने लगती हैं because your digestion has gone for a walk. It is shut down. And your sex drive also is not there. And in this age, you are finding that our corporate employees or the employees who are under great stress are becoming infertile. Their semen quality is reducing. उनकी जो सेमेन में वो होती है, उनके जो काउंट्स होते हैं, स्पर्म काउंट्स होते हैं, वो बहुत कम होते जा रहे हैं because stress is very high. Infertility is increasing a lot, both among men and women. So one of the reasons is this also. Okay, we move forward. So one thing also, primitive mind, not only it has past life karma data, we are born with two fears. And the only two fears are fear of falling and fear of loud noises. You must have seen a child who is born will wake up with loud noise, and if you want to drop the child, or if the child is dropping, the child will cry loudly because there is fear of falling and there is fear of loud noise. Okay, so now we come to a very important part of the in the theory of mind, which is the critical mind. There is critical conscious and there is critical subconscious. So the critical conscious is responsible for judgments, because whatever is happening around us, we are always judging. Right, wrong, good, bad, desirable, undesirable, liked, unliked. And whatever we judge accordingly, the subconscious puts them into pleasure or pain files. So our conscious mind is getting lot of information from these four sources: your social environment, your economic environment, your educational environment, and your religious environment. So these are in acronym called SEER: social, economic, educational and religious environment. से आपको बहुत सारे messages all the time मिलते हैं. And as I gave you the example yesterday, for some people love marriage is desirable, while for some people love marriage is a cause of honor killing, because the social environment has given different message to me, while your social environment has given a different message to you. My educational and religious environment are giving different messages, and therefore people belonging to different religion have different kinds of judgments and different kinds of behavior. So all these messages are coming to me, which are developing our critical conscious mind. Putting things into right, wrong, desirable, undesirable is by these four environments, and we start judging. And I yesterday quoted a news item also. A father killing his two daughters, mercilessly beating them to death, and the two minor sons helping the father in doing that. What kind of judgment they will have uh, about love marriages, or finding your own partner, choosing your own partner and marrying the partner. What kind of critical filter will be formed of those two minor children? And in future also, ये जो हमारा critical consciousness है, वो उसने फिर एक बना लिया कि दिस इज राइट, दैट इज रॉन्ग, एंड फिर आगे जितने भी इवेंट्स होंगे इससे रिलेटेड, वो उसी जजमेंट से उसको राइट एंड रॉन्ग में रखेगा अनटिल एंड अनलेस, और ये जजमेंट्स फिर हमारे क्रिटिकल सबकॉन्शियस में चले जाएंगे, और धीरे धीरे ये हमारे पेन एंड प्लेजर फाइल्स में स्टोर होते जाएंगे. ओके ओके, सो वी आर ऑल्सो, ये जो मैसेजेस हैं हमको और भी चीज़ों से मिल रहे हैं, एनवायरनमेंट से, कॉन्शियस माइंड से. कॉन्शियस माइंड अपनी जो एनालिसिस कर रहा है उससे लगातार हमको मैसेजेस मिल रहे हैं. एंड सबकॉन्शियस माइंड, आपने जब फ्राइड पढ़ा है तो उन्होंने कहा है कि स्लिप ऑफ द टंग हो जाती है. क्यों हो जाती है? बिकॉज सबकॉन्शियस माइंड इज ऑल्सो sending messages to my conscious mind, and whatever I am feeling, whatever I am sensing, my body is also giving me a lot of messages, which we are continuously analyzing and continuously helping to make our own rules of judgment. हम अपनी लाइफ के हम कहते हैं हमारे ये रूल्स हैं, हमारी ये वैल्यूज हैं. तो ये रूल्स एंड वैल्यूज जो हैं, ये लगातार जो हमें एक्सपीरियंसेस मिल रहे हैं, हम जो ऑब्जर्व कर रहे हैं, and this critical filter is formed between 0 to 8 years. Okay, so in 0 to 8 years all this is empty. Primitive mind is there, but this subconscious mind is absolutely empty, and whatever we are seeing, whatever we are observing, whatever messages we are getting, it is going directly to the subconscious mind, because the critical filter is in the formation stage. And therefore all the psychologists, whether it is Freud, whether it is John Kappas, or anyone, in Freudian theory, he has called 0 to 5 years as the most critical stage. John Kappas has said that 0 to 8 years is the age when critical filter is being made. And what is critical filter? Critical filter is that filter of rules, regulations, value system, which filters the information coming to the conscious mind, and how it is going to allow it to pass to subconscious mind, whether it is going to delete, distort, or generalize. That is becomes the role of the critical filter. For example, if we choose an example, you see an accident on the road. आपने रोड पे एक एक्सीडेंट देखा. हमारे जो भी वैल्यू सिस्टम है, अगर हमारा वैल्यू सिस्टम ये है कि कभी भी किसी को क्राइसिस में देखना तो रुक जाना, हेल्प करना, उसको हॉस्पिटल ले जाना, तो हमारा बिहेवियर शायद होगा कि हम रुक जाएंगे और उसको हेल्प करेंगे, बिकॉज हमारे सबकॉन्शियस माइंड से वो वैल्यू वाला आ रहा है. कॉन्शियस माइंड भी कह रहे हैं और सबकॉन्शियस माइंड में भी वो स्टोर्ड है हमारी वैल्यू. कोई दूसरा होगा, वो उसका हो सकता है रूल ये हो कि भाई किसी भी लफड़े में मत फंसना. इन सब चीजों में अगर रोड पे एक्सीडेंट देखो तो बहुत सारे लोग हैं हेल्प करने के लिए, तुम चुपके से पतली गली से निकल जाना. सो माई बिहेवियर विल बी गाइडेड by that. And similarly, there may be different rules for different people. कभी कभी ये होता है कि हमें रूल्स अपने तोड़ने भी पड़ते हैं, हम चाह रहे हैं हेल्प करना, बट हमारी मीटिंग है, हम नहीं रुक सकते, हमने ऑब्जर्व किया कि कुछ लोग हैं वहाँ हेल्प करने के लिए, सो आई लीव द प्लेस एंड गो अवे, बट कहीं हमें गिल्ट भी थोड़ी सी होती है कि क्यों हम छोड़ के चले आए. दूसरी चीज ये तो हुआ कि आपके जो रूल्स हैं उसके हिसाब से आपका बिहेवियर होगा, जो भी आपने अपने कॉन्शियस माइंड पे रूल्स बनाए हैं, आपने अपने आपके एनवायरनमेंट ने जो आपको रूल्स दिए हैं. सेकेंडली, whenever I see an event and how I store in my conscious and subconscious mind is also going to be very different. And if you remember the example of elephant, there were 5 blind people, and consider we all are blind, and somebody touches the ear of the client of the elephant, and he is asked to describe how the elephant is, and he said the elephant is like a fan. And somebody touched the trunk of the elephant, he described it like a pole, very soft pole, and something which is twisted like a cord or something like that. Somebody who touches the tail of the elephant, he will describe the elephant in his own way, like a brush or like a broom or something like that. Similarly, whenever we are seeing an event, we all have our rules, our values, our judgments, what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad. We have all kinds of value system, and we are going to see the event accordingly. And the very again, if we quote the same example that we quoted earlier about the honor killing and love jihad and so many things, everybody is perceiving differently. Or if you take this accident has happened, there is a doctor passing by whose clinic is very near to that accident site. The doctor may have a feeling of pleasure कि आज तो मुझे 10,000 का एक क्लाइंट मिला. उसके जो नियर एंड डियर वंस हैं उनके ऊपर एक डिफरेंट इमोशनल एक्सपीरियंस होगा, जो पासर बाई हैं उनका एक डिफरेंट इमोशनल एक्सपीरियंस होगा. So emotions will be different, behaviors will be different, and now even perception will be different. एक इस एक्सीडेंट के विटनेस के रूप में 5 लोगों को बुलाया जाता है विटनेस बॉक्स में, and 5 people have seen the same accident and they are telling the truth, they are not hiding anything. Suppose all the 5 witnesses are telling the truth, पर किसी को याद है उस एक्सीडेंट का कैसे इधर से आया, इधर गया, कहाँ पे भिड़ा, कैसे लगा. किसी को कुछ उसका दूसरा पोर्शन याद है, कुछ किसी को उसका तीसरा पोर्शन याद है. Everybody has not seen the accident in full because हमारा कॉन्शियस माइंड एंड सबकॉन्शियस माइंड भी वर्क कर रहा है जब हम उसको परसीव कर रहे हैं. किसी को विक्टिम ठीक से दिखा तो किसी को परपिट्रेटर ठीक से दिखा, किसी को कार ठीक से दिखी, और किसी को कार का कलर भी नहीं याद है कि कार का कलर क्या था. सब उसी समय थे. Somebody saw the color of the car, somebody saw the driver of the car, somebody saw only the victim who met with the accident, right? So हमारे कॉन्शियस माइंड ने कुछ चीजें डिलीट कर दी, कुछ चीजें ऑब्जर्व की, परसीव की, कुछ चीजें उसको डिस्टॉर्ट करके भी हमने अपने माइंड में स्टोर किया. हो सकता है कलर जो था वो नेवी ब्लू था बट हमें उस समय ब्लैक लगा और हमने माइंड में उसको ब्लैक रख लिया. हो सकता है किसी ने ये देखा कि ड्राइवर की गलती थी और किसी ने ये देखा कि जो विक्टिम है उसकी गलती थी. There can be different perceptions. So कैसे हमने उसको perceive किया? Accident scene is one which has happened on the road. But scene 2, which is stored in our subconscious mind, is different. It's absolutely different. Similarly, मान लीजिए आपने किसी से कुछ कहा, या आपकी फ्रेंड ने आपसे कुछ कहा, या आपने अपनी फ्रेंड से कहा कि भाई तुमने हमारे मैसेज का रिप्लाई नहीं दिया. आपने अपना समझ के बड़ा कैजुअली कह दिया, बट योर फ्रेंड वॉज वेरी हर्ट. हमेशा मैं रिप्लाई देती हूँ तब तो कुछ नहीं करती, आज मैंने एक बार रिप्लाई नहीं दिया तो तुम्हें इतना बुरा लग गया. जब तुम रिप्लाई नहीं देती हो तब तो तुम्हें नहीं समझ में आता कि तुमने नहीं रिप्लाई दिया. सो आपने किसी एक वे में कोई मैसेज दिया, बट दूसरे ने उसको किसी और वे में समझा. So my understanding of the same situation and your understanding of the same thing may be very different. I have distorted it differently. Your intention was different and my understanding was different, or my intention was different, but what I communicated, you took it different. This is very, very common, and therefore misunderstandings keep on happening. So we have to understand that whatever my conscious mind is perceiving and the way it is storing in pain and pleasure. For example, I was telling you that you could not attend the victim and you passed by, but your rule and value was that always attend if somebody is hurt on the road. So what will happen? You are going to store it as a pain which is coming out of your guilt. And the other person can store it as a pleasure कि भैया आज मैं बच गया लफड़े से. I saved myself. So different people can store it also differently as a pain or pleasure. So I think what I was talking at, it's also diagrammatically shown here. And what happens that whatever experiences we have at the conscious level, they remain at the conscious level for 24 hours or until we sleep, whichever is earlier. 24 hours or until we sleep, whichever is earlier. So argument at 11 a.m. उसका वीडियो हमारे माइंड में एज इट इज चला जाता है. जो हमने देखा, मान लीजिए हमने एक्सीडेंट देखा, तो वो वीडियो, जो भी पोर्शन हमने देखा, जो भी हमारा परसेप्शन था, दैट वीडियो is stored in my subconscious mind as it is, but the audio and emotion is different. The 5 witnesses which came to the court, they all will say ki yes, I saw the accident. They will explain that yes, it happened at the Polytechnic crossing and there was a scooter and there was a car and the scooter man fell on the ground and was badly injured or whatever. But उसका इमोशन हमें क्या हुआ और हमें क्या ऑडियो सुनाई पड़ा, ये सब अलग अलग हो जाता है. It is linked, audio and emotion linked to the video as perceived metaphor. It is according to my understanding. So argument happened at 11 a.m. and I am going to sleep at 10 p.m. So क्रिटिकल फिल्टर से जो भी हमारा इंटरप्रिटेशन जिस तरह का है, जो भी अलाउ किया कॉन्शियस माइंड ने क्रिटिकल फिल्टर से अंदर जाने को, वो जाएगा, और जो नहीं अलाउ करेंगे वो नहीं जाएगा. इट विल नॉट गो इनसाइड. एंड एट दिस लेवल, क्रिटिकल फिल्टर के लेवल पे, देयर इज डिलीशन. प्लीज नोट इट डाउन, which may not be there. Deletion, distortion and generalization. Deletion, distortion and generalization. The information is distorted, the information is deleted, and the information is also generalized. For example, caste. सारे सिंधी ऐसे होते हैं, सारे पंजाबी ऐसे होते हैं. I meet one Punjabi or two Punjabi, and especially the Punjabi whom I don't know. I meet Bania, for example, I am Bania. Somebody meets me whom I don't know, and after some conversation, he can generalize कि सारे बनिया ऐसे ही होते हैं, सारे कायस्थ ऐसे होते हैं. So, lot of generalization happens, not only about caste, but about every issue, about everything. And that also helps in the critical mind. Critical filter में जो आपके इस तरह के generalizations के भी rules होते हैं, जो हमको अपने environment से मिले होते हैं, and we keep on frequently using those rules while we are generalizing things. Actually, they help us to generalize those. So now if we take the entire theory of mind together, there is a conscious mind, I'm just repeating it. There's a conscious mind which is 10 to 12%, and there is a critical filter which has critical conscious, layers of judgment, and there is critical subconscious and layers of emotional charge. Emotional charge, that means after judgment, we put them into pleasure or pain according to the emotional charge, my particular personal emotional charge for that information or message. And we all have different emotional charge to any particular message